Here coming in off the road, we coming with another one. We dropping it just as hot as it can be. You know what I'm saying? But the road to reopening is to finding out, how, who, why, you know what I'm saying, and whose results they see. Now, they speak of the children. This is where I think they really wanted to go. But we have to get the children back into school. And that's the way we got to go, you know, to, to me, to create to me, to really create in this world, if they don't do the right thing, could send this world into a wicked behavior. And we don't want to see this world in that because that's what they see. You know what I'm saying? Let's look more carefully before we leave. You know what I mean? Them that speak for our community must understand, good, healthy, and strong people are out there, ready to go back to work. And that's a fact. They act like we're stupid and to different, we're not stupid to different organizations. We understand what organizations are. Most people do, you know what I'm saying, within the black community as well. You know what I'm saying? We've had them for years. We are aware of, the tricks and the trades of many of these organizations as well that has been played for years. You know what I'm saying? You will not stroke my back with that though, with that bullshit. Really, now we see the con games. You know what I'm saying? I do not follow religion really at all, and never will. You know what I'm saying? What they need to ask, to me, what they need to ask is, what I'm saying, what would God say about this situation? You know what I'm saying? Is what they need to ask some of these pastors, you know. You know what I'm saying? What he's going to do about this situation. Is God going to set me a sign or give me a sign? Or is he, or is he, what I'm saying, all he's going to give us is a lip service, you know what I'm saying, from the pastor himself, who say they speak for God, you know, or Como and the Demon Democrats, or I guess the old time religion. You know what I'm saying? I don't respect you like that. I don't respect you like that. I don't respect you or your God, but not. I respect you, I'll say, but not your God. As far as me saying it's my own, no, for me it is not. You know what I mean? The game to me really is over when it comes to some of the silliness that these people have brought in to our community. People must do more research as to who they're following as any kind of leader among you. You know what I'm saying? And that's point black. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to the world, you know what I'm saying, we live on, you know what I'm saying, because you live on a planet. You know what I'm saying? We must all do more research, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? They can just, we can't just leave it up to crooks. We can't just leave it up to crooks. You know what I mean? As we see as to what has taken place many times in the fashion, it was done. We must see the result. Now we see the results all over the world, if you ask me, and that's the way it is. You know what I mean? So we have to start looking at this situation more better. Now we see spring break is coming up. You know what I'm saying? People be looking forward to a lot of fun come springtime. And we got to do that. And we have to see some kind of dissipation of this problem so people can move on with their lives. You know what I'm saying? Things is not right. You know what I'm saying? Where to me, where's the trueness of the science that needs to be out there for people on this, you know what I'm saying, long on this, you know, on this really, it's been too long. You know what I'm saying? Well, and it's still going on. So the question is, so we need to ask the question, and and we definitely need to ask what's going on and why. You know what I'm saying? Just because Como did that, doesn't mean everyone is going down his road. That's good for him. You know what I mean? And nobody going down that road because he has a lot of things on his back he needs to straighten out. So that's good for him. So if he doing his thing, he doing his thing. If you do, you do. You know what I'm saying? With the, underpopulation type control policy. So that's their problem and not mine. You know what I'm saying? Now I hope the investigation into Como, into the governor Como, saying is not corrupted. If the women have a valid point, based on what they're saying, then they have a valid point. They have a valid case. Let it be so. You know, the goddess is calling for justice. You know what I mean? But if Como is not guilty, then let it be so. You know what I mean? But we must have a true investigation. You know what I'm saying? Point blank. This is why the Democrats fought so hard to win this election. You know what I'm saying? Uh, I wonder why is the cramming people on the train? By now, the service should have been, way more better. It should have been back online. You know what I'm saying? Knowing the dangers are out there, now we see who's calling the shots. Everything seems to have a straight line. You know what I'm saying? Don't it? Even Disney have sold out. You know what I mean? To them. Now I see Bill de Blasio weighing in with his opinion, which Bill de Blasio has his own opinion too. Good old Billy, you know what I'm saying? And he has a point, you know what I'm saying, on Como. When he weighed in on Channel 12 today, he had a point, you know what I'm saying? Okay, Bill, I respect that. You know what I mean? Bill doing his thing as usual. So, we see a lot of little problems popping off here and there. We got to start paying more close attention. We got a lot of things on our plate right now that needs to come to grip. We need to get people back to work. We need to get people back in school. And we need to get these businesses getting back on their feet. You know what I'm saying? We are dragging and dragging, and it's going on and on, and we have not gotten back to full recovery like we should be, and it should be coming to that right about now. You know what I'm saying? Bill de Blasio has a point. Maybe Cuomo is dropping restrictions too soon, but at the same time, people need to get back to work. So we need to keep some restrictions in place to make sure that we go the straight and narrow, and nobody does anything outside of you should be social distancing right about now, and you should be wearing your mask. You know what I'm saying, right about now, just to make sure that we have no reoccurrences of going back through this again. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's a legitimate mind frame of thinking that should be in everybody's head right about now. We don't need no reoccurrences of what went on and going to this long term thing all over again. So we want to make sure right about now we're wearing our masks and social distancing, you know what I'm saying, and keeping yourself safe. You know what I mean? This is the time to really do it, because if we come into the end and the numbers are dropping, then this is very important that we social distance and wear our masks. You know what I'm saying? I'm all for that right now. And it's very important that we do. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, we don't want to go over this whole thing again. I think everybody's, ready for us to move on to a new chapter and see more things. We have a lot of foreign stuff going on out there that should not be going on, and is causing a lot of people to say certain words that do not sound very well. You know what I mean? We don't need this back and forth, snipper, 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 and then one person saying, I'm ready to do this, and the other person saying, I'm ready to do that, and I'm do that. We don't need all that going on, because we're playing with things that can really hurt the world. And we don't need constant war all the time. You know what I'm saying? We should have a lot of peace amongst our people based on this. You know what I'm saying? And we don't need the Democrats to be assaulting, you know, the First Amendment. Like Jonathan. He's talking on freedom, but freedom of speech is a way of bringing change to rule. You know what I'm saying? That might be corrupted and not running right. You know what I'm saying? But to bring the facts on the table and giving that will to bring the facts on the table of people who elected you, and also is the people who makes up the state and the country as a whole should have a right to speak and be heard in all things. We're not talking about no robber. No, we're talking about we want it on the table and we want good dialogue. We want the people to be involved in the making of different laws and different things that we see a change in our country. For it, if a government or a group, you know what I'm saying, whether left or right, you know what I'm saying, has bring some kind of wicked plan, we must now begin to examine what is going on and pay close attention. You know what I'm saying? That is very, 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 very important, because they have bring a plan and could possibly be infiltration. So we want to be able to look at our government in a great light. We don't want no garbage going on. Everything should be running smooth as pie. Now we see the cracks and the holes and the tracks and the that. Well, Biden's just going to have to get straightened out according to certain of his plans so that these things don't come back to haunt your children. You know what I mean? So we must pay close attention here. You know what I mean? So, Congress, shall make no laws, you know what I mean? And respecting an establishment of religion in prohibition and in prohibiting. You know what I'm saying? That prohibiting the freedom to exercise, therefore abiding the freedom of speech. You know what I'm saying? So we have to start understanding the freedom of speech is very important in a country with a free election process as we have today. So let's get back to that people. This is Point Black saying, keep it tight, keep it right, and let's keep moving and moving on. You know what I'm saying? Keeping our eyes on things, making sure our government is running right, making sure we doing our social distancing and wearing a mask and doing what we're supposed to do to make sure that we can come to an end and move on to something else. It's as simple as that. We cannot be caught up in long-winded things and we can't see no clarity. Life has to go on. You can't just keep bagging up the life and boggling and arguing and yada yada yada. We got to get on to other things because we got bigger issues out there that seems to be brewing that we need to be checking on and making sure that we have a more understanding in even some of these affairs because these affairs can ramp up, like I said, and come back and bring issues that we don't want on our table. We don't want on our table. You know what I'm saying? All countries right now should be running under good and strong communication amongst each other and sharing resources and coming up with good things instead of the constant rhetoric and putting fear in the minds of the people over all of this. So we've got to come to the point where we understand this. And that's very important. You know what I'm saying? And we need to inform our children more information based on a lot of things. The kids will understand the information. Make sure you have a full understanding so the kids can have clarity on what's going on as well, because they are people too, and they need to know what is in the world in which they're coming up in, that they're going to be one day on their own. You know what I'm saying? And they need to have a great understanding as to what is going on in their world. You see what I'm saying? So they don't live in fear. You know what I mean? We must not have them living in fear. You know? So we've got to do more better, and we've got to keep it strong. That's a very important thing that I see, that a lot of people will, decide that you're saying something because you're saying it in a way that you're saying it to be smart, or you're saying it in a way to say it to be a Mr. Big newscast, or to have a podcast. But one thing you have to understand, when it comes to Point Black, that's not the point. It goes deeper than that for me. You know what I mean? And I'm sure you heard this lecture before of people saying the same thing. Well, that is true for us, because, I don't understand where people think that they're going to live. You know what I'm saying? Even if you wanted to live on Mars, they would have to change the atmosphere to what it is here. You know what I'm saying? Or you're going to have to live with certain confinements. You know what I'm saying? So unless they can do the Genesis project on Mars and provide oxygen and certain things, they're going to be forms of limitation. You know what I'm saying? So even to go live on another planet and do the things they do here and have wars and all kinds of things there, and next thing you know, you're dropping bombs on Mars. Now you're messing up Mars. So why did you go to Mars? I mean, you should be going there to live or see what's going on with the planet and find ways and understanding and respecting the planet. And that goes for any other set of planets that you go to. You cannot repurpose the galaxy and do foolishness. We have to start to look at this thing in a bit of light. You know what I mean? Because as you burn your bridges, then where are you going to go? So now you're living on a confinement, in every time you make worse and worse mistakes that come back and haunt the people as a whole, while others live, you know, on the best of their high horse. So we have to start looking at things more better. This is Point Black saying, PBNN, Point Black, National News. May the mother be thy guide, be wise and healthy in thy ways. I say, Ra, Steve, for I, not the S-O-N, but the S-U-N. Stay healthy, strong, my friend, and wise. Let it be your guide. This is Point Black saying, power to the people. One.